again. Good morning again. We begin after 7 to 9 now, 9 to 11. Yeah. Same places, but we will talk about different topics. Okay. First, I want to make sure that you all want to take this class or some to fit in. Okay, this one. So all of you want to join the class. Okay, that's surprising. Usually, electives work only have rotated-ish students. And you are definitely more than 13 here. Yeah, but I don't set any forecast for the course because I feel like when I enter something from the course, yeah, why not? Although it will make handle the class will be a bit more difficult because we will prepare discussion and presentation. It means that there will be more groups, there will be more presentation that we will have to do with it. That we will see how it goes. Okay, so for you that have not met me, my name is Roro again. And I'm here with Kak Evan, yeah. And you say hi. Guys, have a bit. It's a bit packed here. Yes. You okay? Yeah. Okay. So yeah, we will talk about different things. Earlier we talked about design theory and method. Now we will talk about analysis of architectural projects. So basics of so initially in earlier curriculum we have architectural appreciation. So we try to appreciate architecture, particularly from the visual part. We learn of the vocabulary of how to appreciate it. For instance, we learn about rhythm, datum, and then gestalt. Have you heard about gestalt theory? No? Yes. We will use a lot of that. But then since we don't have that lecture anymore, we combine it into this. Yeah. Some will be combined with studio, some will be combined with this lecture. So in this lecture, we will discuss a lot about projects, architectural projects, while also learning about prominent architects that have given significant impact in architectural discussion. Because you are in year 2, meaning that it's your first year encountering architecture. And as you know, the architecture always start things with present study. That's why we need to widen the repertoire of knowing different buildings and different architects to know the variation of what we have in this world in terms of architecture and buildings. Yes. And so whenever I mention name of architect that you don't recognize, or probably a name of building that you can recognize, please note it and then have a look later, because mostly some people that we mentioned are famous architects that probably you can learn a lot from them. Yeah, for your design studio. Okay, so first I think because we have so many students, I want to discuss with you what is it that you expect actually from sitting here and joining this lecture. So given the name analysis of architectural project, is there any expectation that you hope you get? I just want to have a glimpse of what you thought about or and your expectation for this course. Anyone? You? Okay, let's see. Mas Gibran, ini berapa mas? 053. Oke, gimana? Rasanya? Boleh.
Dari desainnya dari kalangan yang ada di dalam dari kalangan itu apa yang You're there.
Okay, we hope to see architecture not as a single building, but the elements that form the building itself and to understand it and probably replicate it in the section. Is there an expectation? Other expectation for this class other than what Ms. Leon have said? No? So why you just listen? What would you expect to learn? Other than learning about this, probably other people want to say something, no? Okay. Pak, saya maksudnya ya, maksudnya nanti.
Jadi kan arsitek di itu kan berbagai macam ya. Jadi karena kalau itu berdasarkan apa ekspektasinya itu sebagai kita melakukan satu itu pasti sifat-sifat yang ada di diri arsitek itu kayak gimana dan bagaimana implementasi dan sebenarnya aku gimana sifat-sifat yang ada di arsitek tersebut.
Okay, so you want to learn about the project, also the architect. To know how the architects think, so that you can be probably thinking the same way in approaching design. Yeah, okay. Okay, so yeah, that's exactly what we will do. We will try the difference with the architectural appreciation that we had in last year with previous curriculum is that architectural appreciation focus more on the visual appreciation of the architecture. So we see, we feel, you know, the ambience, the light, the shading, the texture, experiencing. That's why initially we have so many groups that require you to go to the cafes, to the hotels, building, and then record and feel and experience it, and then, you know, something like that. But now it is more into, we still have that part, but then we will dissect the building and scrutinize the building from the floor plan, from the section, from the composition, the geometry, and, you know, more technical part, not only just visual and the sense building, you know, that's what we will do. Okay, so because the name is analysis of architectural project. What is analysis? Anyone wanna have a guess? You've done many analysis in the past. What is analysis? Or else just Google it. What is the meaning of analysis? Can someone please say that lot to the class? Anyone? Yeah, Mbak siapa Mbak? Fadila. Fadila. Ini berapa? Oh, okay. Detailed explanation. Detailed examination of the element or structure or something. Okay. Detailed examination of the element of something. Okay. Other definition probably you find? Thank you, Mbak. Probably have your own definition. I thought to definition by other people. I have my own definition for instance. Anyone want to? Maka cuma ada satu definisi sih. Yuk Mas Hasan. Okay, name 34. Louder. Okay, so you break big things into smaller parts. So yeah, that's also correct. Yeah, so that's why in this in this class we break architecture into smaller parts. Yeah, the floor plan, the section, probably the room, the ambience, the senses, the noise. And then we try to understand each of it. Yeah, and then only to understand the thing, but also try to guess why the architect come with that. Because earlier we discussed that design is a problem solving, right? Design is a problem solving. If they come with that design, but there must be a problem or something, the intention, so that he come with this answer as a solution. And then we try to make sense the solution. We try to make sense why, what kind of senses that actually he wants to evoke by creating this kind of role plays. So again, this class need you to be more, evoke your sensibility and probably curiosity and to kind of guess and have involving feeling it because architecture sometimes can be appreciated by feeling, I liked it. Why? No, I just liked it. Sometimes you say that, right? So that kind of thing is still useful in this class, but then further we try to make sense of why you like it. Okay. All right. So this again, introduction, probably we will talk about similar thing next about we will have 16 weeks and we will have mid tasks and final presentation in the last 2 weeks. I hope we'll invite guest lecturers to have deliver a guest lecture, but I haven't confirmed, so this is still tentative. Yeah, I hope because I'm thinking to have it on the topic of good architecture. Probably, I'm thinking of someone from City University, probably, to deliver speech about a lecture about how to determine the good architecture, what is good architecture, and good in what term. So there will be discussion on that, and then I will have 3 group tasks, 1 individual task, and 4 presentation day and class discussion. I hope this fits the number of students here. Yeah, we will see. And I will also have workshop there in class exercise. So this is my name, and this is Mas Evan as a lecturer assistant. So again, probably I need to mention because it is required by the school that I need to remind you that 3 credit means more work compared to 2 credits that we had last year. Meaning you have to dedicate 8.5 learning hours per week. And so if yeah, I give you discussion, I mean group tasks. Yeah, please do it seriously. Yeah, because you have commitment of aside from in class lecture, you have commitment of around 6 hours to do the work. Okay, so what's interesting in learning method is aside from classical or discussion, I also try to emphasize on inquiry-based learning. What is it? What is inquiry? What is inquiry? If you don't know, Google it. Try to find out somehow. Inquiry. Ada yang tahu with the mission? Apa? By posing question. So the best is so inquiry based and here Mbak, based on asking question. Why I emphasize this? Because I want you to have this kind of critical thinking, critical level that you can bring outside the class. So with the ability to check question why is it, why is there, you problematize something, when you see, for instance, you come to a place to Monash and then you suddenly problematize everything, like why is it like this? Why you have to put like a plain light shade on top? Why? Because those why leading you to eagerness to find out you know, when you ask why, you try to find out the reason and then you try to understand why the designer designed it that way. So that kind of attitude that I really hope to see in this class, yeah. And also active learning strategies next. Okay, same lecture schedule to Tuesday, 9 AM, yeah, here. I'm not sure whether we will stay in this room or not. Evan will inform you if we have to move because it's a bit dense, yeah. It's a bit difficult to find a room to have a group discussion, especially when it's a bit, longer. People can sit a bit separate when they do discussion, but in this case, yeah, we will try to find a bigger room. But yeah, otherwise we will stay here, but then we will find a way to have discussion, yeah. I will provide Zoom link, every week and make it online and record it. But you are required to do it offline, just in case you are sick and you, want to join, then we have the link. And Edunex and MS Teams, again, if you haven't, joined, try to find in Edunex AR2113, AR2113, analyze our third project, and then use this token to join. And then MS Teams, try to find that AR2113. One is the semester 1, 2004, 24-25. And I saw our third project. Yeah. Make sure you join because all the information will come to this platform. Okay, next. Okay, so the course description, the architectural works, the architectural analysis of architectural project. It searches architectural works in Indonesia and worldwide that have had a significant impact on the development of design exploration and architectural discourse in both practice and theory. So we will not want to talk about the practices yet. We will somehow connect it to the theory. Problem theory, not as a design theory, problem theory of, for instance, social justice. When we talk about probably the pedestrian pathway in Indonesia, as a designer, probably we want it to be clean and tidy, where people can walk, and then come the street vendors that actually also provide you with things, right? So for instance, the pathway in Jalan Ganesha is new. You see that, right? Before that, it was just like a normal pathway, it's street vendors where all the students can get there. Now it is open up. It is beautiful. You can walk. So there's no cliff under, and now people start complaining. Where do we get? Right? Because the price there is very low compared to the canteen that we have here. So somehow those medicines provide you and make your life easier, but then you need to compromise because design is always a platform in my situation. Yeah, so we will discuss the complexity of design. That's why initially I mentioned the architecture is wicked problem. Architecture problem is a wicked problem. You know, wicked. What's wicked? Google it. Wicked. What is wicked? You're so wicked. What is that? Apa? Ada yang mau baca? Anyone come with answer? Ada? Please read whatever you have to read it. Ada? We good. Jahat. Tadi kan. Problem jahat, mean problem. Yeah. Why? Why is it jahat? Why is it wicked? Yeah, because there's no one solution. Like what I mentioned, the road become beautiful. That solves one thing, so the aesthetic. Then students lose the place to eat, creating another problem. It's always like that. You create something to solve something, then you create another problem. That is the characteristics of the wicked problem. We will talk later, yeah, in Yeah, the class is not here. But anyway, okay, continue. This course, belum mas.
Oh.
Tadi belum selesai. This course equips students with the ability to understand and analyze architectural design in terms of function, utility, strength, firmity, and beauty. Fairness. You know this those two principles, right? From who? Siapa? Huh? Siapa? Who comes with those principles of architecture? The one that wrote the very first book about architecture. Vitruvius. Yeah. I don't know why I read that book when during my thesis, and it was like, yeah, difficult to understand because, it was frustrating, but he tried to put the initial principle of what is good architecture. So for him, good architecture has to solve three things: the utilitas, yeah, firmitas, and uses. Yeah. So architecture is about the strength, the structure, the function, and the beauty. And the three cannot go. We need the three to be a good architecture. Yeah. Okay. So discussion on selected architectural works include analysis of the physical and visual characteristics of the building. Ini kenapa sih? The interpretation of context and the building's design response, the design issues and challenges faced by the architects. Yeah, we also need to understand the perspective of the architects, as well as kayaknya kamu perlu konteks siapa yang as well as the approaches and design methods employed by the architect in creating the architectural design. So we will talk a bit about the method and approach that will that have been done by the architects. Next. Udah enggak kamu teks udah enggak literally. Probably this course also introduced Indonesian and international architects whose works are recognized by the architectural community and have contributed to society. With this knowledge, students are expected to develop critical thinking skill in analyzing architectural works that serve as a selected precedent in their design process in each year. So, we will try to evoke a sense of critical thinking in selecting precedent for your design student. Yeah. Because from all the buildings, how we determine good precedent for your project, how you select, you need to be aware of that. It's not only because I like this. You need to have a rational basis also when you choose your precedent. Yeah. All right, next. If you have a question, nanti langsung raise your hand so then to it. Okay, the objective of this course are to equip the student with the ability to read and analyze from preliminary or schematic design drawing in different contexts. The ability to read and analyze. I believe you can read schematic drawing for the section elevation. On basic and then master plan. But how to analyze is different. Yeah. Okay. To enrich knowledge of architectural works in Indonesia and worldwide. Yeah. To expose you with different projects of architectural work in Indonesia and worldwide. To introduce local and international architects who have made significant contribution in the field of architecture. So we will, as I mentioned, you need to know your predecessor, the architects. Actually, we are moving from. There's a critic of the star architect, the term star architect. We kind of move from that because some critics say that they are over glorified, and sometimes the building is not properly assessed and analyzed. And for instance, if you see building of Frank Gehry, for example. You know, Guggenheim Bilbao. Yeah. Somehow it stood out, it stands out on the harbor of the Bilbao, right? But historically, the people hate and against the building. Because the building looks like, I don't know the metaphor that they use, but it was a very problematic building. So similar to the Sydney Opera House, right? Sydney Opera House is very problematic building, very problematic building. It took some kids to build, spent almost 10 times higher than the initial budget, and got the architect kicked out from Australia. And somehow, suddenly, when it's done, suddenly everyone loves it as a tourism spectacle. And the government of Australia officially apologized to the architect and give them kind of like an honorary noble name at the architect level. The Sydney Opera House. So, the story of architecture can go beyond just like the design, but the turmoil, because architecture is built not only by architects, they deal with the civil engineer, the government, the planner, and when they mix up together, it can be chaos, a chaotic process of art. That is something also that we want to look at here. Yeah. Okay, so the trend student critical thinking when analyzing architecture. Okay, next. These are some reference that if you wanna see, yeah, let's have a look. Next. So this is this lecture structure. We will today we have introduction, yeah, introductory lecture, and then next week we will talk about architectural drawing. I will introduce you because what you are familiar with is the preliminary drawing art, the orthogonal drawing, but that is just the very beginning of the architectural place of making architecture. So there will be more drawings, detailed drawings, shop drawings, aspect drawings. So I want you to know all of them, although probably you will not make them because many of them are made by drafters and also civil engineer and also the mechanical people there. But at least you have to know, yeah. And each of the drawing have purpose, and we will talk about it later. And then precedent study, we will see because architect and probably other designer always start their process of designing with precedent study, and then we will delve into this. What is precedent study? Why should we do it? And then we will try. I will ask you to bring 4 plans, and then we will try to analyze it as a president. Yeah, if you have this one plan as president, what will you do? Will you copy it? Will you modify it? Will you copy it? Yeah, okay. We will don't copy it basically. There's a better way to get something from the president. Okay, and then as a group, I will ask you to do a president analysis, and then you will have independent learning and peer discussion. You will after come with me and then do your discussion while away. So F1 will lead the class during my leave, yeah. Yes, we go forward, yeah. So yeah, because yeah, I will not make on the 4th week. So, but you need to continue the discussion in class or around the class. But nanti Kak akan do. Next. Okay, next we will talk about the Vitruvian time periods. Anybody? the three leg of architecture that you have, and then vocabularies for embracing architecture. So it's actually two topic that we merged together, yeah. And then we will have group tasks, analyzing buildings and ITT. Feel free to criticize it if you don't like it. Feel free to appreciate it if you enjoy it, and then present. Yeah. Hopefully, I'm thinking to on this week 6. I'm thinking to have an on-site presentation if possible. For instance, if you are discussing about library building, let's do presentation in front of the building and then pinpoint all what you hate and what you like and show it to your friends. But this is just my plan. Yeah, let's see if weather allows, if because I will carry so many people and then ITB will ask what is that, what is happening in where's the COVID and everything, so I have to make sure of that first. And then surely, because we have so many groups, it won't fit on one day and then we will do in-class presentation the next week. I'm not sure if I can make also at the week 7, because I have to go to Turkey, but if I'm not here, then have fun with it and go, yeah. Okay. And then we have mid exam. And then we will talk about context fitting. Because architecture, what is the major difference between art and architecture is that architecture have a very strong context. Art can be anything, anywhere, you can place it anywhere. But architecture, it is grounded, it is anchored to the site and really with a specific users, with specific needs. And that's why some architects say that the most complicated building to build is actually a house. Because if you really want to delve into the users, it's actually they have personality that you need to shift into the architecture. And then you have to predict the possibility of the growing family, of changing habits, the changing hobbies. And if you want to delve into that, it's actually very complicated. Yeah. Okay, so context, we will talk about site context, landscape, climate, sustainability, socio-cultural context, yeah, and other topics that we're going to discuss later next. And then workshop day. On workshop day, I kind of align this week with the new assignment in studio so that when you get the assignment, okay, let's bring the assignment here and then we kind of workshop it here. Yeah. Yeah. Why you was excited? So yeah, and then we will try to present in collection and we'll make it come with the president. And then okay, choose and then analyze which one do you like and how, and then you need to determine what is there in the president. And then come with a new form of and shape out of the president that you have chosen. Yeah. And then we will have good architecture, probably guest lecture, and then with us, classical lecture about good architecture, and then we will focus on the internal aspect meaning the architecture itself, and external aspect meaning, oh, that's supposed to be external in reporting, yeah, meaning the people, the climate, anything outside architecture that actually directly impact life. And then the group discussion continue, and then final presentation as a mark for the final exam. Okay, yeah.
Other class, we need to make it.
Yeah.
And the quiz.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Oh my God. I think you will not find difficulties in English, right? Or to make it fair, I will make it fair for that probably. So probably I can make sanity religion. Is that better?
Better.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, basically we do this class in English, yeah, because, probably the head of the department had asked me whether I would can deliver in English, and I said yes, meaning that I will deliver in English, because there is, we have, fellow friends from outside ITB that if, it's all Indonesian students, then I think it's, mix with them. So about the presentation, why is the word? This is just introductory part. Yeah, try to present it. The slide will be in English. Yeah, the slide have to be in English. Where in delivering the presentation probably is okay with you now? Okay. All right. Any other question? No? Okay, thanks. This marking component, yeah, so we have three, group discussion, one individual task, yeah. And then mid task. And the final presentation is the replacing the, final mark, final task, yeah. And because many group discussion, the individual art is for the test and individuals, and also the engagement on class as usual. I will, when I ask something, I will ask your name and your student number. The more you answer, the more credit that you will have. I need to this, the, yeah, the component. Okay, next. Okay, this last rule, as usual, you need to attend the class on time, 15-minute tolerance. I can forbid you to, I can ask you to leave the class if you are late more than 15 minutes, yeah. And then, 18% attendance is required. Later, after all set, then you need to fill the digital attendance list in 6. And, but as a backup, we also have attendance list during offline class. And as always, I always encourage you to have active discussion in class. Okay. Okay, and then you have access to the next analysis. Okay. Okay, next. Okay. So again, let's discuss, yeah. Why is it important to have the ability to analyze architectural projects? Why? And probably you can tell me how you usually analyze architecture, or how do you usually appreciate precedents that you like or project buildings that you see? Yes, nah. Ini berapa? Oh iya, tapi saya. Okay, Mike, gimana?
The ability to analyze architecture projects is important because so you can appreciate it more when the well, for example, we're sitting in a room that is very well designed, very well built, and then like, oh, why is this room so comfortable? Why is this room so chill? And then we can analyze the room like, oh, turns out the airflow of the room is so good. Then we can appreciate the architect who designed the room that way. Or we can complain a room is not good because of the airflow sucks, or the wall is so thick or so thin that it can absorb any sound.
Okay. So now, Tuna, you are sitting in this room. Try to analyze this room.
This room, to me, is very dense, with a lot of with very minimal airflow, and it's with very weird curtains. It's, yeah, the lights are off-putting, making me a bit sleepy, and it's very long. So well, so your suara ibu kurang jelas, not very.
Okay, okay, thank you. Yeah, it is very dense, yeah, it is, yeah, okay. Now, I ask you, or probably all of you, try to analyze why the window is up there. Why the window is there and not there? Why it is on top of side of the building, not here? Do you have any kind of guess of the reason why the architect wants to make it up? Gimana? Kalau di sana kan nggak ada, kenapa nggak taruh di sana? Kenapa nggak ditaruh di sana? Karena kan
karena mungkin sudah di sini.
So she mentioned that probably the architects trying to capture the airflow from there to there. But the fact it is all closed, there's no airflow. It is mechanic. Right. Thank you for the guess, but that is how we kind of like guessing and analyzing. Yes, right. Mbak siapa? Mbak Bila. Tadi kamu Mbak siapa? Mbak Aram nih. Yang tiga. Oh ini Mbak Bila, Mbak Bila. Ini 45. Okay.
I'm just guessing because my gadget is low batteries, I can't Google. I think it's because they also try to calculate like the light, especially because it is electrically. So like, say, is there anything there? Because if there is something there, it might not be like the cause, but it might not be, there might not be some sort of light there enough. Or like, if there is, it might also like disturb the electric, and that means like the light is coming from all over the place. And also, I think why it's up there is also to maximize the lighting while keeping it still like on the down low and not overwhelming the room so much. Because I think if it's like right there in our face, it might distract us from you and we might just like look outside.
Okay, so
The function of the room is for lectures.
okay, okay, so putting the window up to prevent destruction from seeing good looking man, good looking lady, walking by and then distract your attention from me. Yeah, that makes sense. I'm not saying that I know the real answer because I'm not the architect, but at least we can guess. And this is what we do, right? This is the part of analysis. And why you don't put it here? It's related to the light, but more like for me, because it is west and east facing. What's wrong with west and east facing is Indonesia? What? Sun, what happened with the sun? Even more, because we are in tropical country, east and west, the sun is very strong. Yeah, you can prove it in level 5 video. Initially, I don't know whether they already changed the layout, but initially the screen is over there. And then this room, and then the window in the back on the east or west side of the, and then in the morning, especially because it's east, yeah, the sun comes from there, it's very apa, it's really too light and student cannot see the screen at all. Yeah, that is because of the wrong placement when we consider the light. So that's why in Indonesia, east and north and south facing is usually being open, Honestly, because less, apa namanya, less sun will kind of break the sound. But even our place in Bandung, that is like, the sun of, east and west of the building is very intense, but that is a general understanding, right? But then, given that we are in Bandung, if I ask you, north and south of the building, which one have more sun? Logic, geography, huh? No. South or north? North or south? Who's team north? Who's, who will say the north side of the building will get more light?
South.
You know, north, look. Siapa yang north? North. Satu. Yang tinggi ayo. Oh, ya. Coba, kira-kira we are in Bandung. So I have a building, like a rectangular building that faces the north and south. Which side that has more light, direct sunlight?
South, north.
Okay, now, siapa yang bilang south and give answer, give the reason, and north give the reason? Okay. Volunteer, Masuna.
South, it's south.
Kenapa?
Because we're studying in,
Southern.
on more northern and it's more, there are more mountains. So my logic is, the south is very hot because there are no, less mountains and drier place. So, the sunlight, that directly hits the south even more
Okay,
better than the north more. I
okay.
don't know if that makes any sense, but yeah, that's the way.
Okay. No, I appreciate all the arguments, yeah. But you come with explanation, at least we can discuss and we can debate, right? Okay, so tadi kamu stop. North, sekarang siapa yang north? Okay, mas siapa namanya? Tiara, nih, nih. Ano ba video? What this side? North, why?
Because Bandung is sort of Catholic Iban,
They call her.
yeah. So, uh, when the building faces to the north, it will get sun this morning until afternoon.
Okay,
Because the sun is at equator.
okay. Anyone agree with Gerard?
Oh, yeah.
Anyone agree? Anyone disagree? Maksudnya gimana agree? Yeah, that is the answer, yeah, because we are located on south side of the equator. So this equator, so the sun moves from the equator like this, right? And we are here. So the north side of the building will get more sunlight. So that's why, I mean, we can have a general knowledge that the west and the south, west and east side of the building is, the hottest part of the building. That's why people usually close that in Indonesia. But then it comes another logic of the place of the north and south. Yeah. Jadi kalau if you want to open the window all open, probably that would be the south in terms of Bandung. But if you're located in probably Manado in the south, north Kalimantan or North Sulawesi, then probably it will be the opposite. Yeah. You get what I mean, right? Like, so that is part of the analysis that we will do in this class. Okay. So what is direct benefit of your that to design studio? Given that, for instance, analyzing this room, what what things that you can grab and then bring to the design studio. Okay. Okay, why you are so
Uh,
bersemangat? Saya mana kalau jadi arsitek kan begini. Oke. Gimana ini yang mau jadi arsitek kok salah? Oke, gimana Mas?
the direct benefit, so because we can analyze buildings even better, like eventually get more critical towards the building or the space we are living in. The direct benefit is we know what is bad architecture, and so we can easily avoid it even better. Like I'm sure there will be some mistakes happening in our studio, but by joining this class of analysis architectural projects, we have more knowledge about what is good architecture, how to avoid bad architecture even more, and how to know like what makes good architecture.
Okay.
This is that.
Okay, okay, so you can learn from the mistakes and not replicating in some years. But I kind of, I need you to soften the word of bad architecture because, I know that the opposite of good is bad, that's true. But sometimes good and bad is based on value. And what is good for me might not good for you. And for instance, if I say, okay, I will assess this room based on the lighting part. You open it. It is suddenly a good building in terms of natural light. But then when and it makes people cannot perform, suddenly become a bad architecture with in terms of function. So good and bad is always like the two sides of coin, you know. So instead of saying that, probably yeah. The problem is, you know, I do critics in my dissertation, yeah, and I interviewed a lot of academics and prominent architects in Indonesia. And when I hear about the critics over the building, they sometimes, you know, we critique the building, but they got offended so much. Yeah, because architects treat the building as their own baby, you know, like. That's a problem because the connection between the architect and the building is just bonding so much. As if you have a kid and then your son is ugly. And then you had a layer where what? You got so offended. So it's good that you have this critical side to criticize architecture, but you need to criticize it in academic way, in reasonable way. Without being, you know, in Indonesia, New Year and critics being a bit close, right? What makes it different is that New Year is just based on you like or dislike. But critics is based on fact, the data. And make sure that when you give critics, you have the reason to criticize it. And justify your beliefs. Yeah. But that is good, Mas. Thank you so much. Any other? Yes, Mbak siapa? Aku lupa. Mbak Cila, 21. Okay.
So I think that so we can view the buildings, the elements of the building more objectively, and that we could in our design studio we know what to do kayak nggak terlalu lama building and by doing the analysis and practicing it in the design studio, all the knowledge that we receive can be more engraved in our minds. So we can
Okay. Okay, thank you, Mbak. So Yeah, to understand architect's standpoint also important, because sometimes architects have their own reason. Yeah, and either the reason is the design, the function, or probably the pressure that given by probably the authority or the government or something. So, when if you see a building and then you see that probably it is located in a very dictatorial country, then probably you can understand that probably the architect is dictated, then you have this kind of empathy in seeing architecture, not only just like this is an ugly building. But and then later you see that probably no, that's actually not the design of the architect, this is the architect of the design of the president. That happens with Monas. So Monas Monument National in Jakarta, the icon of Indonesia. That was the President Sukarno, our first president is an architect, you know that, right? You know that, right? Okay. And yeah, he went to school to ITB, yeah. So as a president, he opened like a competition to have like a tower for Indonesian iconic building. The first, they got so many input, yeah. People kind of submit, but then no design that is chosen by the president, because probably the president have their own preferences, because he was an architect, you know. And then because he couldn't find a number one winner, and then he redo it again 5 years later, probably. And then like another competition for the iconic building for him. And then he didn't choose anyone as a winner because he didn't like it. Turns out he sketched it by himself. And then asked architect to, just do like this. So if in that case, is this building designed by the partner or the architect that is going to continue? It's difficult, right? I mean, when power is involved, sometimes architecture become more complicated process, complicated building, and the ownership, like for instance in IKM, with the birthing, very convenient. But yeah. The bird. The statue. I'm not gonna say that is architecture. That's not architecture. That's a statue designed by. Put on top of the building. Designed by. No, the building designed by. Nobody knows. Because the only people claim to be the architect is the sculptor. Where is the architect? Right? So in that case, the complication of architecture, when it deals with top, I want you to know that architecture is not as simple as design and build. There's always turmoil in the process. So yeah, I mean, knowing, understanding the position of the architect might help you to understand the whole situation, to appreciate the real. Yeah. Okay. Okay, probably next kita next aja. Okay, president study. Why do you think architects or other designer always start their design process with president study? Is there any other way aside from doing a president study? Why? One thing, when you did your you did president study, right? Why? Why is it important the process? What happened if I forbid you? All of you cannot see any other president. What will you do? What will happen? Gimana? Kamu ngelakuin loh. Ya, ada siapa? Mbak Tiara nih.
Jadi kan kita tuh sebenarnya punya idenya. Cuman kadang idenya itu sulit untuk divisualisasikan. Jadi butuh konsepnya yang dimana mungkin ada beberapa bentuk yang mirip dengan apa yang kita pikirkan. Jadi kita terbayang bentuknya seperti itu dan akhirnya kita bisa combine sama desain yang kita pikirkan sendiri gitu. Sedangkan kan kalau dilarang jadi kayak, aduh gimana ya bikinnya, aduh ini mungkin gak kayak gitu.
Oke. Jadi kalau kamu idenya datang duluan, kemudian presiden itu menjustifikasi dan mengkonkretisasi idenya. Sorry, kok jadi bahasa Indonesia. So is does the idea come first, and then you try to get the president to justify and fortify the idea, or you do president study first, and then from the president study you got the idea. In your case.
Bisa dari keduanya sih. Terkadang kan ide itu datang sendiri, cuma datang cara realisasikannya. Terkadang juga dari sesuatu dari presiden itu kita dapat.
Okay. Okay. And makasih Mbak siapa? Mbak Tiara. Anyone yang mau? Oke, Mas Gibran. Yang berapa tadi? 5. Oh, 5-3.
From personally, in the trying to solve a problem, by trying to solve the problem, and when you get president, I'm sorry, then you have idea of solve the problem, and from the time your idea already have existed before, so that's why you use president to see if that would work or if doesn't work. When it's used, it doesn't work. Jadi ide yang kita punya itu belum tentu semuanya mungkin pernah ada, tapi tidak semuanya berjalan dengan baik. Gimana itu? Apa sih yang salah dari kata yang kenapa dia digambar dan kenapa bisa berhasil dalam
That's important part that you talked there, that president is not only about good example. Yeah. The problem with students here usually when we do the studio and then okay, practical and president. Usually they just I want the room to be like this, I want the shape to be like this, the materials like this. You know, it's kind of like pinpoint partial part. We're not even analyzing it. They don't even. Okay, the building used timber. What happened with the building now? Is it broken already? Is there any termite damage or something? Or probably I want to have this kind of room with you need to see not only partiality, and that is the common pitfall, the common problem with student analyzing presidents. It's true that if you're using president, you also need to highlight not only the successful part, but also the unsuccessful part. Okay? For instance, this room probably is successful for what? Tell good things about this room. Right? Huh? Tell good things about this room. Cahaya and lighting. Enough lighting for you? Okay. Jendelanya di atas. Good design for the windows. Okay. What else? Huh? Yeah, what? High ceilings. Okay. So many people, you don't feel to here. High. Yeah. Okay. What else? Air conditioning. Okay. That's a good thing we are working. Okay. And then next. Soundproof. How do you tell that it's soundproof? Okay, okay. So it's more soundproof than the previous.
Or maybe less busy.
Oh, that's noisy, yeah. Okay. Okay. All right, now tell bad things about this room. Wastafel. Apa? Oh yeah, okay. He doesn't like to sing. Okay. What else? The smell? What smell? Oh, okay.
The look, air AC.
The look. Okay, air AC apa banyak ya? Oke, tadi ini ya. Dia netes. Okay, the look. What happened with the look? Very old. Hah? Angkat-angkat deh, saya bingung. Gimana? Okay, that's a lesson, yeah, especially the teachers like that. No? No maintenance in this room, okay, what else? Throw it. Oh, electricity plug, yeah, okay. A lot of scandal, okay, yeah. Okay, so if you analyze it like that, so you can pinpoint what's good and what's bad, and it has to be balanced, yeah. It's not like because you like it or you don't like it. If you analyze something, it has to be based on logical, or at least you can, apa istilah? You can make a responsible comment, yeah. Although you probably, I'm okay with this kind of crap, that I know that people might not like it, you know, that is also part of the. Okay. So, probably jump to the next question of ini jam berapa? Itu bener jam mas?
10.18.
Salah.
Salah.
18, okay. Tell me the basis of your selection in your president study. Okay, Mas siapa? Kamu nanti dulu. Ready. Kim? Nomor 4, oke.
Basic untuk menjadi presiden kan state itu memberi influence sama konteks dari sekitarnya, jadi mungkin untuk memilih presiden dari bangunan yang bakal kita bangun sebisa mungkin konteksnya kalaupun nggak sama mungkin mirip atau mungkin problem-problem yang dimiliki sama bangunan kita meskipun nggak as a whole mungkin kayak cuman kayak pencapaiannya doang atau apanya, kita bisa mencari presiden yang punya masalah yang sama dan meniru atau mengadaptasi operasi arsitektur.
Bagus. Okay, so that's true ya, bahwa tadi poinnya apa aja yang saya ingat kamu bilang you need to the context, yeah, that's true. That is also another common pitfall done by the student in architecture. That when they get president, they usually put visual appearance first as a first consideration. When, oh, this is beautiful, the building doesn't have overhang, which is we will ask, so what about the rain here? The rain is massive. How do you protect the window from water seeping? I mean like that, because turns out that the president is located in the 4-season country that might not have similar tropical conditions that we have. So context is important. Yeah, that's true. The second one is that when we have problem, for instance, we have design, for instance, in the surrounded by schools and market, very noisy, very, hustle bustle. So you see the president that experienced the same situation on site and how they, we see how they kind of design to prevent sound to come. And then there are so many ways to do that. Using plants, by closing we don't make opening there. We make sound kind of like reflector. So there are so many options to come to solve the problem. But then that is the position of president side here. So to collect options of solutions, the possible solutions that you can bring. And then after you have this kind of options, you see your on site, which one is actually the best option that you can put in your project. So that's a good answer, Mas. Mas siapa? Mas? Ready. Okay. Okay, probably I want to hear from you your own experience in selecting president. Do you use president usually in your design process?
Yeah, it just means researcher.
Yeah, I mean, president means like past project, like we collect picture or something from another project that we can refer, the reference.
Yeah, we for product design we do research like on similar products. What was the question?
What is the best of your selection for the project that you refer? You have so many options of the past project.
Yeah.
Right? Done by someone else or done by someone or another company, then how you pick that I refer to this one?
Yeah, I don't know, actually, we never really look at the past projects. I don't know, a lot of the time they're not really available for us to see, but we do look at competitors.
Okay,
And we just want to see what's on the market and just what they do best or what they don't, what the differences are and what we could learn from them and make stand out on the front.
oh, so that's different approach, yeah, than compared to what we do in architecture. Usually, because we have so many buildings around us, done by different architects, we usually kind of like revert to, okay, I want for this project, I revert to design, it's very expensive. So there's some things that I need to take from the president, and then probably copy it, like a reference, make a similar, probably logo or something, you don't do that.
No, it's more of the opposite, I think, because for our city, it's important to create something your own. So if you have an existing product, you don't really want to, you can copy like features of it, but you want to stand out. So I think we just do research to see what there already is, so that we can make something else.
So okay. So you hear ya guys ya, apa yang dibilang sama Sufi ya, Sufi that they have different approach in the design process, because for us, we do resident study, we try to copy, probably not exactly copying, but try to understand the principle of how it works. For instance, to how to limit the sound, how to make the building soundproof, for instance, and then we try to come with another solution, but have the same principle on this, so that is not the way we do it.
Well, it's like you said it right now, it sounds like a bit of what we do. So we do have, like, for example, if we need something soundproof, there are methods of doing it. So we do need to research what's already there and if we could use it, of course. But it's just features that we just we have to try to make our own design.
Okay. Do you have anything to add to that?
Oh, I really agree with that. That's how we do it. You look at references and you can take pieces from that, but you cannot copy them completely. Yeah,
The question is how you choose that president or reference. All the available in the market. Right?
You kind of have an idea what you want to make, and you look at competitors and look at things that already exist. And you start.
Okay, because basically you will copy it with something in the market here. So
You can also consider I don't know, if you are making a stretch pen and you think, oh, the chair looks really interesting, you can maybe combine it. Like you can take something completely different and add it into it.
okay, thank you. I want to hear from Marlene probably. Marlene. Yeah, Marlene. Marla. Okay, Your school, how do you usually do design, especially in terms of using reference, and choosing reference? Sorry, what is it again? And then, so like body. So, so your president or your representation would be like, or after the analysis, and then it's sort of, and then, like, you go back to that, and then, and look at the image. So this is everything that is already time. So we, understand the different, okay, that kind of. That's a good, point that we do present study not only in the beginning of the processing. So, for instance, as I mentioned, probably in this video that we did a present study for form generation, for instance, form finding. We find building as a reference, buildings as a reference that have crazy shape or something, and then you choose one and then you transfer it into more detailed drawing, and then suddenly you need reference for the structure, and then you do another precedent study. You do, you find reference for the structure, okay? And then you choose the materials also, and then so precedent studies, is, you can do it over and over. As I need to remind you that the design process is not linear, yeah. It's always like, it's a basic bread like that, so that's why we go back and forth, okay? Okay, so, next aja mas. Okay, now, I have series of pictures, yeah, here, and I want you to kind of, you see the project name, and then guess why. What is the main idea or what to achieve? So the architect decided that way. Okay. Or probably you can start with, I like it because of what? Or I don't like it because I feel like this is confining, this is scary or something. And then we try to analyze based on that kind of first impression. Anyone want to try? Yeah, mas fun. Nah. There's somebody now. Okay.
I want to try this.
This one. Okay.
With my class, I think with the architect wanting to make what is it called? Co-working space.
Co-working space. Okay.
Yeah, it looks like it.
Okay.
And they want to make it in park settings
Mhm.
and they want to make it soundproof, so they can the people who use that space can discuss without distractions, and they can live without having the problems of the weather, rains, or
Okay.
hot.
Do you like it?
Do I like it? Yes, I do like it because it gives personally it gives me space to work
Okay.
or to discuss with the group.
Okay. 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 Makasih Mas Nes. Ada yang anyone don't like that or probably try to promote? Okay. You.
At first I thought I liked it, but then I was looking around the environment and I was like, it's too bad. You have a nice park and you put like a gray concrete thing And also the shape of it, I don't think it's nice on a like miniature image, because you can only use like small, uh, and there are no, or the other.
Okay, yeah. Okay, so in terms of context setting, it has a very beautiful art. But we try not to engage with the outward looking, but it's inward looking, and but for some people it works because probably they don't want to be seen in the firm try to introvert or something, right? Yeah, I mean, okay, probably I can invite anyone else that want to have opinion about this too. Yes, but I'm really, Mbak siapa? Mbak Gloria. Mbak Sembilan.
I want to analyze this picture. At the the crossing,
Okay, huh?
I think at the site is very nice because as a crossing place, it's very easy to identify because the room itself is like, a green, yes, and, I think it's nice because as a public space, the room itself, macam agak condong ke depan, so bisa jadi tempat mungkin kalau misalnya
It has a very big overhang. If it's raining, then people can um gather there as a public area. Shade, yeah. Okay. Okay. Another one that want to discuss the first building. Mbak Dila. Mbak Dila ya, kamu tahu ya. Mbak Dila.
I really like the this part of the. That looks really nice, especially because it's like in the city. And like at the back, you can see that there's a lot of high rise buildings. So it's really nice to see like those sort of exposed material. But I'm also a bit confused because of the front. It's like a road in front of there, right?
It does seem to be like a very like, oh, this is the entrance technically, but I'm not sure. Like, because this is just a picture, I'm not sure where is where, what is what, because there's like a side panel coming to like the outside of the picture frame. But I, for sure, as a public user, I can identify this as the entrance because it's so.
Okay. So the shade and the overhang kind of invites you to see it as a grand entrance. But when you try to find it, there's no entrance. So it's kind of misleading. Yeah, yeah, probably we can only analyze it from the available picture, yeah. But that is a good point because entrance, as I mentioned, entrance should be inviting and people should easily identify that as the entrance. But yeah, I mean, yeah, interesting analysis, but okay. Okay, next, probably. Okay. So, oh yeah, coba balik lagi tadi. This is designed by Norman Foster. Yeah, please note that it's one of my favorite actually. Because he always tried to have a rational classes and have you know the Gherkin, the famous Gherkin building in London that looks like a bullet. And very famous, and how many movies have that kind of background? Norman Foster would design that. And it's just like a simple, but when you delve deeper into it, he put so many thinking on the technical part, especially. So, yeah, I mean, it's how you look at, you know, different architecture. So, yeah, next. So this one designed by Zadid, and another one is Frank Henry. Anyone want to kind of comment and analyze in terms of form, in terms of shape, in terms of color, in terms of the location, because it's both located near the water area. Which building actually respond to the presence of the water? Anyone? Any comment? Want to analyze? Yeah, Mas Gibran? Mhm.
I just like identify
Mhm.
department and this actually my favorite perspective. That yeah, this design that you look at it, then you know you make it. But also how the shape and connect the surroundings, the water that surrounds it. They're actually very nice and hardly nice to do. Start off there with trying to for me. The look like that is very well for and big and for me. I know this point not talking about. I don't know what the purpose of the building actually. I think it's like I know I don't like very balanced like crazy shapes or the thing. This is surrounding. I don't know if it's like it, but how you really have to. It's like kayak wahana gitu, it's either a panel atau ada yang buat band.
Ano lagi ya? Like Disneyland kind of thing. Yeah. Okay. Okay, so you don't like the colorful one? Yes. Yeah, is, if I'm not mistaken, is a museum. Apa namanya? Apa? Nano, yeah.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Kalau dari yang hadis, you know something like important building. Tapi kalau dari yang that's
So the building give you a wrong impression of the function. So you cannot tell the function from the shape and the color. That could be problematic because in architecture we have typology. Typology means, yeah, set of function usually like typology of a school. They have kind of standard and appearance that probably when you see, oh yeah, this is school. And then you see a shopping mall, oh yeah, this is shopping mall. But when you shape a shopping mall, it looks like elementary school, for instance, it can be confusing. You know? So we have a common understanding in general, yeah, in the general public of what is, how mosque look like, how office looks like. So, yeah, that could be a problem when you cannot read the function of the building. Okay, anyone else? Okay, Mbaknya dulu belakang Mbak Mevda. Gitu? Nomor 1, Mevda. Yes? Hmm. Modern, elegant, what, sophisticated probably, yeah. Clean. And this one is more fun. Okay. Okay, anyone else wanna? Oh, biasanya mas belakang aja belakang. Sabar ya, sabar ya. Mas siapa? Rehan. Rehan nih. 92, oke.
Like one is more mature inside and one is so like childish.
Okay.
And in my honest opinion, the right side looks like the gymnast. I don't feel like it just looks like the architect makes you divide the
Okay.
there is no building, other building.
Okay, so the shape is so messy that you see there is no correlation between one shape to another.
Yeah, so the perfect.
Okay, okay. While the other one have a complete form. Well thought, okay, and look nature, okay, interesting, this is nature, this is childish. Anyone else? Okay. Kamu dulu ya, mbaknya dulu, mbak siapa? Alivia, oh, Alivia tadi ada. Oh, ini Alivia, oke, nomor? Keamanan, oke.
I just Googled it, the Frederick House. In the back of the Frederick House, there's a lot of greenery here. I really like the colors, like the colorful building with the greenery, but I don't like the colorful building with the blue background with the term that you want. But it seems like a very distracting theme for the background and for the background. I really like the like for what the place of building and looking water. I really like
But somehow when you sit in another picture with the grass,
Yeah.
it looks better.
yeah, it's like it was more fun and
Because probably the grass gives another color so that the building doesn't seem that stand out.
Yeah.
Compared to this,
yeah, I feel like
that's very clean and then suddenly the building stands out like that.
no, I feel like yeah, it's that thing. Dan saat itu kayak depan kan, tapi kalau misalnya airnya kan kayak peaceful gitu kan, tiba-tiba kayak gitu distracting. Kalau misalnya
Okay.
grass kan kayak grass fun, misalnya lari terus kayak warna-warni jadi kayak
Okay, I get what you mean. So the water is tranquil and you expect to see something also give peace and tranquility. And adjacent to the water, yeah. Combined, but then something so loud, yeah. Yeah, that also, problem, yeah, with some designs, student in designing. Dosen ada yang sebenarnya murid gitu. Aduh, desain kamu berisik banget. Your design is so noisy, like, well, design on the picture, but you can feel this is so noisy. Noisy means so many things happening. Like on the floor plan, for instance, you use circle here and trapezium here. You know, there is no unity in geometry that we can refer as one, you know. Probably similar to this, even without color, the shape is still there, right? That is not bad. I mean, that is back to your preferences, but for some people that is used to see something like this one's become very disruptive. Okay, next. Okay, so this one is weird, but it's AI generated. But what do you think of this AI generated that looks like a mask of Kamen Rider or something? Compared to this, I mean, this has very different approach, very different sense of, you know, visual. What do you think? Compared to this is built in Jakarta, yeah, with the. We invited Vijay for Atria. I don't know whether they confirm or not, but ya nanti kalau emang ini lihat ya list of ininya di Atria. Oke, Mas, tadi siapa yang sini? Yaudah, kamu dulu deh, baru nanti Suna. Oke, Mas Hasan. Nim 34. Berapa dong?
I think last time past is more not five not it because it is people so it will yeah
Yang ini.
Ya.
Oke.
is more here in tropical. I mean that that's like you know if the yeah,
Okay. But do you think this one fits in tropical in terms of what? Fitting it, tropical fitting it in terms of,
sunlight.
mhm. Mhm. That less direct sunlight and to prevent the overheat going to the building. Okay. Okay. Yeah, probably that also, I mean, that's true. That's a good way to put the roster there. Or roster or karawang, how was I gonna say? To kind of prevent food and so on. Also to protect us, being more, obviously private. Yeah, not so many people can see what's inside the building. But in terms of tropicality, we can argue, yeah, we can debate on that because there's no roof here. Then flat roof is horrible for tropical culture. So look, I have my own story with my own house. So I bought a piece of land, inside of the, residential area, yeah. They're owned by the developer that's fine. So I bought a piece of land and I said, I wanna design my own house. So, and he said, no, you can't. Because it's a row house, it has to look the same. And to make sure that it looks the same, you have to appoint me as the builder of the contractor with the. And then I said, okay. You can put, I will put the same facade, but let me design the floor plan. He agreed, right? So I designed the floor plan of my house, but the facade is quite similar to the next house. So I was stuck with the form of the building, the roof smaller than the house itself. Because the initial architect of the developer wanted to portray the modernity, minimalistic architecture, and all that. And so if this is the width of the building, the roof is just like smaller, left, and the side of the house, the side of the roof is flat as a gutter, where the water from the roof goes to the gutter. But the gutter is concrete. And the problem with concrete gutter is it cracks because of the heat and cold overnight, and then probably the material itself has lifespan, yeah, until the akan cracking. And then what? Watch out, leaking. And that is my yearly problem. That I have to kind of waterproof my concrete cover. And when I went to Australia, to get my doctoral study, my husband was very busy. Nobody took care of that cover reader. So without him noticing, the water gets inside the house, and suddenly the plafond, the ceiling in my living room. Well, thanks God that no one is there. Just because the problem with the unfit context, unfit design for the context of tropical. So you really need to, those minimalistic design is very cost intending for everyone living in the house. So just forget that. Don't put it as even an option for you. Yeah, that dealing with context of the tropical is very, very important. So yeah, but anyway, that's my personal experience. Yeah. So until now, I have to You know, kalau sudah musim hujan, rainy season, okay, I will call people that want to again and again and again and again. To, but I mean, that to convey how strong the context of, environment is. So that's why I bring that kind of, experience when you claim it as this is good for tropical context, I will say, oh, really? Let's discuss, let's see what's behind this first. And then we will see whether it really, fit for the tropical context. But, okay, move on, next. Whoa. What do you think? Okay, anyone want to comment on either picture? Both are architecture. But built and designed in a very different way. Okay. So, anyone want to comment on? Anyone want to live in the rock? No, why? Why? It is an exotic experience to live in a rock. Feeling like you live in the cave, but a modern cave. So, yeah, Mbak siapa? Fadlan. Name? Full, okay. Mhm.
The building and the building is like where the rock is supposed to be and American, cave, but the building is so, single and so, you know, itu kayak,
Dengan apa ya? Dengan
dengan
rocknya. Okay. Create a contrast with the amorph tone, given the very sharp angle of the rectangle. Yeah. Okay.
it's like, unfinished building.
Unfinished.
Oh, yeah. It's like. It's giving like. That
Problematic, less attractive and interesting. Yeah. Okay. What part of the building that makes you think that this is unfinished? The roof? That side? The hole here?
Yes,
Okay.
and the color also.
The color of the concrete, bare concrete. Okay. Okay. Thank you, Mbak Fadla. Anyone else? Hah? Banyaknya rame kan. Mbak Irfan dulu deh. Mbak siapa? Andrea. 03. Oke. Hah? 36. Oke. Okay. So Mbak siapa tadi? Mbak Andrea said that this might be a good place for staycation for some days visit, yeah. And then you do Instagram thing and then you go back to your normal life when it's not normal. It's not normal to live inside the rock. But I mean, yeah. this is, if you see something like this and you want to analyze in terms of form, you see how it stands out. How does it stand out? Because it chooses the form that has no similarity at all with the rocks. If you, because we have different approach, yeah, kind of blend in, try to blend in with nature, and then you stand out or you give like a, what we call it, juxtapose to try to be different. Yeah, really. If you probably if you have the blend one, it will not create the same impact with this one. Yeah, so but yeah, I think as a geometric, it's interesting like, combining very simple geometric, and this is a proof that simple geometric can be interesting. Because many of the students, when they design a house, they kind of doing acrobat and geometric, combining circle with triangle with what. But somehow in architecture, less is more. Yeah. For me, less is more. So you don't have to apa ya kalau bahasa itu tuh menor gitu ya. Spektrumnya menor gitu. Tapi that's why probably the earlier Lahari buildings appeal to you because it's simple. It's just even in the makeup now, I think women tend to be have a new, new look, right? Compared to like a red cherry lipstick. It's because that kind of movement is new trend, probably also in architecture. Yeah. Okay, we still have another 5 minutes. Yeah. 2 minutes. Okay, next ada slide terakhirnya apa ya? We still have another building, interesting building, yeah. Probably you can see in the slide. Yeah, I mean architecture can be designed in a very normal way and very abnormal way, yeah. So we have a very big span of possible design in architecture. That's why, especially in year 2, I want you to be explorative in terms of form and space, because you are not yet burdened by the responsibility of structure, of the safety, of the security. So please be explorative in the next assignment, okay? Probably kita skim aja karena waktunya udah habis. Yeah, this is also a nice, probably you use texture here. Different texture create different feeling. So this is bata, brick, yeah, this is something different, and then you have kayu, wood, and then water, and then one so many elements that can create a rich architectural space. Yeah. Okay. Next. Another texture, yeah. So this is different kind of arrangement of bricks, create different because different texture create shadows, ya kan? Kalau kena matahari dan shadows itu nanti kita akan belajar ya gimana mempermainkan light and shadows, ya. Okay, so this is also another form. Do you like it? The right one? No? Huh? You like it? Huh? Yeah, but that's safety. You guys are transparent. Okay. Okay, next. This is the house that doesn't really seem as a house, yeah, because it blend in the color they choose is matching with this wood, yeah, and then hide it with the plants. Different with that one. This one try to stand out, right? It means stand out. Jadi dia ditaruh di bukit sendirian, dia dikasih warna putih. Beda dengan ini yang malah dikasih warna brown to merge and blend. Next. Okay, so Next aja ada. Okay, so assign a class leader tadi siapa untuk kelas ini? Yang tadi bicara siapa? Alivia. Fadila. Kenapa sih saya Alivia mulu? Saya ada apa? Saya harus di brainwash sedikit nih. Saya nggak Alivia mulu. Fadila. Yang kalau yang tadi kan, yang di sini siapa? For this class. Oh, volunteer. Nehas. Nehas? Mau nggak? Kamu? Teman-teman negeri nggak? Apa itu? Kau mau? Nehas? Mau, oke. Mim? 25. Oke. Can you form group of 5? Tapi berapa orang ya? Ada absen tadi? Udah balik. Udah balik berapa?
68 tambah 3 71. 71. Ini udah semua apa belum?
Kalau bagi 5 berapa?
14.
70.
Iya.
70 bagi 5. 14.
Iya nggak? Iya.
Nggak tahu saya. Bisa hitung.
Ya ada. 70 bagi 5 berapa? 14.
Iya.
Okay, so we will have 14 groups. That's a lot. How bagi berapa?
Iya.
Bagi 7, 10. Ya udah lah ya, 7 ya.
Atau bagi seven. Group of seven atau group of nine.
Group of 10 is so good. If you it's 5, so you can get in discussion, you can get in some okay, group of 7, and then ada 21.
Ada yang 80.
Oke, ini ada yang mau ngedrop kelas ini nggak setelah ikut ini? Anyone want to drop the class that you don't make some number? Anyone want to drop the class? No? Anyone want to take the class? Mau sih, mau take atau enggak? Hah? Bingung. Oke, tadi kamu tapi
Belum masuk.
oh belum absen. Lo potentially kamu jadi 72 berarti kita. Oke. Dia ada group of 7 ya. Are you gonna take this class or not? And you take this class probably. Okay. And are you gonna take this class? Still not sure. Okay. Okay then. Yeah. So I think 7 will be okay. So we will have around 10. But I don't want more than 10 groups. So if it's more than 30, but that's more. Ada yang 8, ada yang 7 ya.
Kalau dia masuk, kalau dia masuk.
Bebas, but please do not make the same group with you. So I want you to form another group, different group. Do you prefer to be in the same or different groups? I'm thinking that you be in different groups so that you can go in different groups with more people, yeah. So people probably based on the willingness to speak and communicate in English, nanti group yang agree to deliver everything in English, we can work together and do something. And also Marlene, probably we can add you first in the group, and whether you're continuing or not, yeah, but gitu ya. Nanti ada 3 groups that have okay, so again, yeah, you need to form group of 7. Yeah, so we will have max 10 groups in the class, so that in the presentation we have 5 and 5, yeah, so that will be reasonable for to our grade. And as we have 3 people that need to speak in English, probably we can form minimum 3 that have commitment to speak and communicate in English, yeah, including the delivering the communication. But I don't think that's a problem with you, right? Let's keep it like other. Okay. Any question? Any question? No? Okay then, if not, then thank you, have fun here, for the help, thank you so much, guys, for joining the class, I'll see you next week. In terms of studio, next week, Monday, we will have holiday, right?
Yes.
So we will not be able to have instructional class. I will move this class, I will move the instructional class of studio to be on